Okay, we're going to open the City of Chelsea Traffic and Parking Commission meeting. Okay, approval of the minutes from the October 5th meeting. Motions?
Motion to accept.
Okay, anybody second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Now with this one, the communication of May 19th from Aguilia Sanito of Chelsea Dental Association requesting multiple hearings on parking spaces at 109 Washington Avenue. Councilor, on the number 15, I just want to, is this related? We may be able to kind of combine them. So we're going to ask if you can put move 15 out of order. Okay. Okay. Is everybody in favor of moving 15 out of order? Okay. Okay. So number 15 is communication of October 21st, 2021 from Councillor Evola Geneta requesting the commission to designate 3 parking spaces on Washington Ave between Addison Street and Orange Street for 2-hour parking, only including residents from the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Anybody have it?
So we've certainly had a lot of conversation about this. Just to clarify, though, Councillor, you're saying remove the resident-only restriction on 3 spots. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, we've had a lot of discussion about this with the business owner. I would make a motion to follow the councilor's recommendation and remove the resident parking sticker restriction on 3 spots. However, it's I think we talked about it with Rosa, and is it Addison, Rosa, or was it one block over?
On your request, you put between Orange and Addison when it's the current restriction is between Blossom and Addison, right in front of the dentist. So is that where you were looking to have it?
The reason why I chose that section to be for the dentist, it's still very close to the dentist, but also...
Can you stand at the podium? Sorry.
Thanks, Ricky. The reason why I had stated to use those spots between those 2 streets is it's the shortest block area and easily be visibly designated. I wasn't aware that that's not part of the Silver Line restriction, but I think if we dedicate those spots, it's actually, I think, better to have those spots as limited parking, 2-hour parking, or 1-hour parking rather, for the dentist to have the spot. So it would be the same type of parking that is in front of the laundromat and the convenience store between Hurd and Blossom. But I believe that is 30 minutes in this area. I think if you're visiting a dentist, I would say 2 hours if you're there from the beginning to the end. So I think a 2-hour limit would be the best thing in that area.
Because if we put 2-hour parking between when we already have 2 hours on the other with resident, I think it's going to be a little confusing.
But what you don't have is, I'm saying you're going to have 2-hour parking regardless whether you are a resident or not. It's 2-hour limited parking, and you have to move between the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday. That way it encourages turnover in those 3 spots for the business that's right there. I think that makes sense.
So the motion would be to leave the block between Addison and Blossom the same, unchanged, and do 3 spots between Addison and Orange as 2-hour parking with no restriction for residents, with no exception for residents. Right.
Correct.
So I make that motion.
Okay. Anybody second it? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, number 4, communication of September 8th from Aaron Kramer requesting the commission to look into installing a fully functioning traffic light at Kerry Square.
So we actually took the recommendation to heart, and I will say though that it's going to be a big cultural change. We did this on Eastern and Stockton, if you remember, where it was a blinking yellow for a long time, and it was switched to a fully functional light. It has been 2 years now since it was implemented, and I think it's just become, you know, the way of life. So I am hopeful that this is going to be the same thing, but it's definitely going to be a slow transition. So I will make a motion to approve this this request, unless anyone, of course, on the board objects. We have asked our traffic consultants to reanalyze the intersection, see the controllers, and we are going to install a camera system, a smart camera system, basically that will activate based on when cars come, as opposed to like on a timer.
Anybody second?
Do you have any concern with that signal, with making that signal live?
Is that like the one by Walgreens?
Exactly the same like Walgreens, exactly.
Anybody second?
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communication of September 15th from Councillor Melinda Vega Maldonado requesting the commission to look into changing Clack Avenue from a two-way to a one-way street from Webster Ave to Eleanor Street.
So in similar fashion, we send this to our traffic consultant. Their full report is included in the agenda for tonight. They agreed that this made sense. There is a lot more traffic going westbound, so from Webster to Clark. So essentially, we would just continue the one-way from Webster to Clark. The only reservation of the consultant was that those residents that are coming on Crest, obviously, you know, will be impacted and will have to go around. But they took traffic counts, and it wasn't a lot of residents. So I make a motion to approve this. Of course, the implementation is going to be slow. You know, we're going to post it on the website, give notices, probably have a message board, you know, on the site, and go from there.
We're going to go with a public hearing?
We typically send these to a public hearing. So it's up to you. It's up to the board.
Okay.
Did you want to say something, Melinda? You would have to stand up at the mic.
Before you mentioned the public hearing part, I just wanted to know an estimate as to like when the implementation process will begin, just so I can let my neighbors and everyone in the area of Clark Ave know, and so they can be aware. So what's the process essentially, so that I can canvass and let folks know?
Sure. If we send it to a public hearing, the public hearing will take place at the next meeting, which is in December. Following that public hearing, if we don't receive significant opposition, it will then go to City Council for approval. So I would say that if it's moved to a public hearing, it would probably be February.
Okay.
For implementation.
But the public hearing would be December 7th.
December 7th. Okay, thank you.
So I make a motion to send this to a public hearing.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, communication of September 15th from Councilor Enio Lopez requesting the commission to look into the placement of speed tables to be located at 73 Marlboro Street and 150 Marlboro Street.
Good evening, everyone. Enio Lopez, 75 Sharma Street. Come here in front of you guys again for the second time to ask you to please consider my request after complaints about speeding on Marlboro Street and There was an accident with a child right around 58 Marlboro Street. I'm asking you to please support this request. Thank you.
So recently, just this past week, we installed a speed radar sign. So now there's two speed radar signs on Marlboro Street. We did send this request to our traffic consultant for them to evaluate. The issue with Marlboro is that it's tight. It's very tight. So any speed table that they install, we'll have to make sure that it doesn't impact public safety vehicles and doesn't create other issues. So I will make a motion to table this until the next meeting. Hopefully by then, our Traffic and Parking Commission has looked at Marlboro Street to see what ideas they have.
Anybody second?
I'll second.
Can they do a study on it, like they did on Webster, like
Exactly.
and measure the speed limit?
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
That's what they're doing.
Second? Yep. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communication of September 21st from El Hassan El God at 63 Winnissimmet Street requesting a discussion on the safety concerns for children in the neighborhood due to speeding.
Can you sign your name, please, on the sign-in sheet on the table? Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm concerned, my concern is about like Winnissimmet Street. When people usually use it as a shortcut to go to the waterfront, to Beacon, and people speeds like crazy. My son almost got hit by a car, and I called the city hall about it. I noticed that they put a sign today.
Yes, we did.
It says 25, which is, I was thinking if they can put like 20 or like 15, and also like put like some speed bumpers, even like the temporary one, the plastic one. We have like so many kids on that street. So, and I was asking just please if you can do something on this matter, and plus like if you can have like an officer there to control the speed or like give tickets, because it doesn't make sense. People speeds like crazy on that street. I mean, it's every time, going in and coming out. So I'm asking like if you can put it like 15 or 20 and like put like the speed bumpers, like the plastic one, if you can, just during the summer, and maybe in the winter you can remove them for like plowing and.
Yes, so as a resident indicated, we installed a speed radar sign today, and how it does is it's programmed to one, it measures all the cars that are coming. So we'll have some information in the future, and it basically shows a message if you go over the speed. Unfortunately, in all of Chelsea, the speed limit is 25 miles. So in all the street, it is 25 miles. Cambridge has reduced it in some areas to 20. However, that's a long process to do that, and we would need approval from a lot of different entities to make that happen.
And what I realize on that sign is like for the 25 sign, it face only the water. So like coming in from William Street toward Winnissimmet.
Yeah, so
you can see it.
We're doing two of them. So one on each way, on each direction.
And what about the speed bumpers, like the plastic, the temporary one?
It's hard because Winnissimmet, as you know, is cobblestones, right? So if it was regular street with asphalt, it would be a little easier. But with the fact that it's cobblestones makes it really hard to put one in.
So there is no chance.
It's very hard, I'll say. But I know that when these complaints come, John sends it to the police chief, and they do additional enforcement as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. So the motion would be to accept it. We installed a speed radar sign. We will be doing another one so that both directions are covered. And I ask through the chair to request additional enforcement in that area.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, anybody, second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communication of September 28th from Chasen Falia requesting the commission to restrict or drastically reduce truck traffic through Chelsea residential areas.
Through trucks, through central arteries of Chelsea. There's really no business they have. There's no deliveries that they're making within the city, and they're just driving through like Park Street, Central Street. In my opinion, they should be sticking to Revere Beach Parkway, Route 1, and if necessary, Marginal Street and Eastern Ave.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, while I personally, as a resident, agree, it is very difficult to do that, and the process to restrict truck traffic is governed by the state. So in order to implement a no truck traffic, it requires a mass DOT process. There are some streets where that restriction exists. Unfortunately, I imagine that we would get a lot of opposition from businesses, in particular, that require deliveries, for example, or require just transportation of their goods. So I unfortunately, I think that our hands are kind of tied with regards to this item.
I have no problem with local deliveries, but most of these trucks are not making local deliveries. I mean, most of them just are going through. I mean, on Park Street and Central, I don't know of any businesses that would require an 18-wheeler coming through making deliveries.
I understand. I mean,
I know they deliver to Honda.
Right.
I mean, these are mostly
market.
trucks coming from the produce market, that are probably going towards the airport or that side of town.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I completely empathize. I mean, and it drives me crazy to see an 18-wheeler double park on Broadway, for example, and offloading beer bottles for the liquor stores, right? I mean, it's absolutely, it's aggravating. I mean, I definitely understand. It's just the restricting truck traffic is not something in our power. It's something that we would have to escalate to the state, unfortunately.
So what is that process?
I can evaluate that process. I mean, essentially, we need to do a traffic study, right, and see how much truck traffic is there, because the state obviously doesn't want to make it difficult for drivers, right? I mean, so we need to evaluate the amount of traffic, essentially, and it's really hard to target the entire city or the entire areas, right, of streets. So we can look at it for the park and peril area. That's very, it's confined, you know, and we can definitely take a look at that deeper.
Okay, yeah, and it's that area gets congested as it is. So, you know, with these trucks, it makes it even worse, and especially it's most congested in the mornings. You know, especially when schools are starting and things like that. So just adding a public safety concern.
Sure.
So.
I understand, definitely.
Thank you.
So my motion would be for the Departments of Public Works and Planning and Development, Housing and Community Development, to specifically look at Park Square, so Central, Pearl, and see if a truck restriction can be implemented in Park Square. We could definitely look at that.
Okay, so that's your motion?
That's my motion.
Okay, anybody second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public hearing to receive comment regarding the new proposal for the relocation of MBTA bus stop at Kerry Square due to increased safety and health concerns for the neighborhood. Do you want to speak?
Can you please sign your name before you speak? Can you
just
please?
sign in?
I signed.
Oh, okay.
For those of you who don't know, my name is Stanley Troisi. I live at 108 Springvale Avenue. Just so a point of reference, I served on the Board of Aldermen for 4.5 years. I did 6 terms as a city councilor. I was president of the city council 5 times. I was president of the Board of Aldermen. I'm 69 years old now. I lived in Chelsea 67 years. The only reason I missed 2 years is because I served in the United States Army, and I spent almost 2 full years overseas in Korea. I'm also a member of the Kerry Square Club. I'm on their board of directors, and I am in full support of moving the current bus stop as it is now to make it connect with the Silver Line and move that stop to the bridge that's over Washington Ave. The current bus stop is extremely detrimental to all the businesses on that street. I'm talking about Santiago's Barbershop, Kelsey's Pizza, the hairdressing place, as well as the Kerry Square Club. So, and I just want to be on record. I know that I worked for the Mbta for 25 years before I retired. Started out as a bus driver, and I ended up being the Deputy Chief Transportation Officer of bus operations. I know that when the Mbta is inside a city, basically they're guests, and they will do with whatever this commission asks them to do. If they move the bus stop to where it is, where it should be, down near the Silver Line, it would be great because you would have a Silver Line and the bus connection. Currently, like I said, the businesses are being greatly affected. If you want to get a slice of pizza, if you want to get a sandwich, there's a million places to go. If you can't find parking, you'll go somewhere else. So Kelsey suffers. If there's other barber shops, and if you can't find a parking spot, you might just decide to go to another barber. If your wife, yourself, or somebody wanted to go to the hairdresser and there's no parking, what's going to happen is eventually you might start looking for another place to get your hair done. We at the Kerry Square Club have been in that location for well over 70 years. We started in 1949. I think we're a fixture in the neighborhood. We've done a lot of good to the city. We've donated to a lot of charities. We donate to the Soldiers' Home regularly. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but it is so much better if that stop is moved to the bridge, that the overpass on of Washington Ave. So I strongly recommend that this commission has that bus stop moved to make more parking available on Washington Ave. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. So just to clarify, the proposal that is on the table right now, what it does, and we've conferred with the Mbta on this, is that the bus stop that was moved in front of Chelsea Pizza is going to be removed. However, the MBTA requested that we reinstate the bus stop that is after Blossom Street. Is it Blossom? Bloomingdale. Yeah, and the reason that they requested that is because they don't want it to be too far away for anyone walking.
That would be a perfect solution.
So hold on a second. So this proposal though, how this whole event started is that the MBTA did not have a layover area for the 111 that is coming up on Kerry Avenue. So what, after conferring with the MBTA, what we are going to do is dedicate two spaces on Kerry Avenue in front of Temple Emmanuel. So on Kerry Avenue, we've confirmed with Temple Emmanuel, and they don't. It's okay for them. Like their usage is not that high. So essentially, what we're doing is reinstating the bus stop that is after Bloomingdale, and we are taking away two parking spaces at Tudor and Kerry that is going to be a layover area for the 111.
I will just say this. This is not a Chelsea problem. This is an MBTA problem. And it is a scheduling problem. They should not schedule buses that they have that amount of time that they have to lay over. But if they laid over on the bridge over Washington Ave, rather than on Kerry, it would be much safer, because two spots, and if there's one or two buses there, they don't fit, they'll be blocking Kerry Ave. I strongly oppose that and just say the best solution is to make their layover on Washington Ave. It won't affect many people at all. And the number of buses that come by there, some that come from Woodlawn Loop and some that come from the Kerry Square, they pick up people there. But there's no need for them to lay over in that area. I strongly suggest that this board makes their layover spot on the bridge on Washington Ave, so there's like what they call intermodal connection, an intermodal connection between Surface Bus and Silver Line. People getting off the Silver Line can get right on the bus. To take two spots away on Kerry Ave is not really helping, because they're taking three spots now, so this, what's the total? And we're going to lose the spot on Bloomingdale, so it's really no gain. I strongly suggest that the layover spot be Washington Avenue Bridge. I think that's in the best interest of all the businesses in Kerry Square, the residents of this city, and the people who are in that neighborhood. Like myself, I'm there almost every day in Kerry Square. So I would strongly suggest asking the MBTA, please make the layover on Washington Ave. I see no problem whatsoever changing the layover spot. And there's no need to take away two spots, especially because people who visit Kerry Square, especially the businesses, often have to park on Kerry Ave. There's a lot of people who go to those places. So I ask you, please, have the MBTA make the layover spot on the Washington Ave Bridge.
I understand. I mean, and I just want to explain that this process has been now going on for 4 or 5 months of us going back and forth, you know, with competing demands, if you will, right? So how this process started is that, or one of the reasons why we're down this path is because the board and our different departments were getting complaints of two things. One is of buses idling on Kerry Avenue, and the second complaint was that when a bus was idling and a second bus would come, right, then the rider had to mount that bus on the street, right? So it was a lot of complaints, and granted, this has been going on now for about 4 or 5 months. I can assure everyone that the bus stops in front of Chelsea Pizza are going away. That is not an issue. That is going to happen. The MBTA has agreed, but they have strongly recommended that we create a long-term solution, because essentially, if we agree, if we tell them, hey, it's your problem, we're going to be in the same spot that we were 6 months ago, which is where, you know, a bus stop on Bloomingdale, and buses, you know, tying of Kerry Square. So, I mean, my motion would be to play nice with the MBTA, if you will. I mean, and they are recommending. Now, fortunately, the 111C, which is the one that goes up Kerry Square, which is the one that is going to be laid over, might be eliminated because of ridership issues that the MBTA has. So if the 111C is no longer needed, it will create a lot of issues to residents, obviously, that rely on that bus. But the MBTA, that is one of the routes that they are thinking of cutting because of low ridership. My motion on the table would be the original one, which is to eliminate the bus stop that is currently in front of Kelsey Pizza, and to reinstate the bus stop at Bloomingdale, and to work with the MBTA, particularly one spot that I have in mind is after Tudor, because Temple Emmanuel has given us the okay as an abutter.
I don't want to monopolize the meeting. If you put a stop or a layover on Kerry Ave near the Temple Emmanuel or at that corner, you're just going to be causing problems. We'll be back up here, or somebody will be complaining that the buses, sometimes when there's one or two, will be blocking Kerry Ave. The MBTA is a guest of the city. I'm asking you to put the layover where the Silver Line is. I'm asking you to side with the residents, and there's no need to play nice with the MBTA, because they're our guests, and they could easily move that stop to Washington Ave with no detriment to anybody. But if you put the layover on Kerry Ave, you're still going to take parking spots away from us. You're still going to have the problem of buses hanging around there, laying over. And then when there's more than one bus and they can't fit into the spot, you're going to have the street blocked off and you're going to be causing problems. So please, reconsider your motion, and instead of putting a stop in front of Temple Emmanuel, move it to the Washington Street Bridge.
There you go. Yeah, in terms of we explored the idea of moving the stop entirely to the bridge. However, it would create a big gap in service, right? So essentially, if the bus stop is moved from where it is today to the bridge, residents of Kerry Square would have to walk, you know, an extra 2 or 3 blocks, which you know, for able-bodied people like myself, is not an issue. But there are residents, you know, who have handicap issues and are not as mobile as some of us are.
They'll still be able to get the bus at the corner of Bloomingdale and Washington, which is 50 feet from where it is now. So it's no hindrance, and handicapped people won't have to walk that far away.
No, sorry.
But if you look at if you look at Washington Ave right now, where the bridge is, there's already a bus stop there.
There is.
And could easily handle 2 buses laying over at once. So please move the stop, the layover. Have the buses lay over at Washington Ave Bridge.
Yeah, the bus stop at Washington and Bloomingdale was eliminated when it was moved to in front of Kelsey's Pizza. So that bus stop at Bloomingdale has essentially been eliminated. The proposal is to reinstate that bus stop, right? However, the layover, as the MBTA explains, I've never worked for the MBTA, so you know, I'm essentially explaining how they explain it to me. The layover is for for buses for the 111C that are not yet began their route. So the way that they explain it is that they need to lay over the buses before the route begins. And the route, they're saying, begins at Bloomingdale and Washington.
It could easily begin at Washington Ave at the Silver Line stop with no detriment to anybody. Again, we're asking you to side with the residents, with the business owners, people like myself who lived here our whole life. I understand the government. I understand how things work. Please don't take a couple of spots on Kerry Ave and give us back the ones on Washington, because it's just not really solving the problem. If you move it to Washington Ave at the Silver Line, you will have no problems.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I mean, I will revise my motion. So the Mbta obviously will have to figure it out, and if it comes before the board, we will have to hold firm both to residents that are complaining of changes, or the Mbta that is complaining. So I will revise the motion to eliminate layover and to reinstate the bus stop at Bloomingdale and Washington.
Can I comment?
Sure.
Has anybody measured the size of a bus?
Yes.
To sit there, anybody measured the size of Kerry Ave?
Yes.
Ever see how many children walk through that area on a daily basis? To leave a bus there idling where cars are gonna have to go by?
Yes.
And then when you have Torres has a funeral, or there's a Jewish holiday, as anybody, or the resident, now they're building another apartment building where Goldstein's was.
Yes, sir.
Now think about it. You know, the fire department has to get down there, there's a bus there, there's cars there, you can't get through the city now you want to park a bus right in the middle of Kerry Ave. It's not that big. Like what Stanley said, just have them idle. Or you know what, have them idle at Haymarket. If they're running late, or Woodlawn, time it, they have watches. So I think it's a bad idea. Like I said, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were fighting, there was businesses fighting to put meters in that area because of parking. Now we want to take parking away from these businesses that are working very hard, that need every single body that's coming in and out of there, especially after the last 18, 20 months. So think about, you know, trying to get around the city without having buses parked idle for 20, 25 minutes.
So I'm going to speak as a bus rider that uses Kerry Square. Half the time when the buses come from Woodlawn, they're full. So we need the short-term bus to get on the bus, especially in the morning.
I understand
if you move
why
it
the
to Spruce
111C,
Street, you're making people who live in that neighborhood walk another half mile.
I'm not saying, like I said, leave the parking, the bus stop at Bloomingdale in Washington, move it back there, but don't have buses idling on Kerry Ave.
They need the spot to lay over to
so
start
they
the
can go
route.
up the road where there's a little bit more room.
But then you're making people walk.
All right, we can't have everybody talking at the same time.
Yeah. But just move them up the road. That's all we're asking. Just going up Washington Ave on the bridge. There's plenty of
You're
room
asking
there.
somebody to walk.
No, the bus stop is gonna be at Bloomingdale. So they're just idling there. If they have to stop there and wait, then that's where they have to stop and wait.
No,
You know, they're gonna idle there, cars are gonna come around, just like when they were idling on Bloomingdale. People trying to come out of Bloomingdale, I'm surprised there hasn't been a major accident yet there, you know?
So I get the idling, but from where the bus idles is where the route starts. So if we move the beginning of the route from Kerry Square to the Silver Line, all the people that currently use the C bus before the Silver Line to get a C bus with improved headways have to walk the additional quarter mile.
So you're saying, so when they come around, they're gonna idle at Kerry Ave?
Yes.
So which 2 more blocks? I don't understand that.
It depends on the person.
Depends on the person.
It depends on the
What's that?
person. It depends on the person.
You know,
If you have an elderly person, somebody that, you know what I mean, somebody that's handicapped, 2 blocks is a lot.
No.
You're
I'm
asking
not-
the question.
But the buses are coming by, you still got the 111 coming by.
No, it
You
would
don't
not.
get the
The
C.
111 doesn't get busy. The 111 doesn't get busy till it gets to the square. That's why they invented the 111C, was because of the square. They wanted to make sure they picked up more people at the square, not coming from Prattville.
Right.
They did it because of the square.
Absolutely.
That's why they invented the 111C.
Yeah, no, and the MBTA has explained this, that by creating a layover, it creates more capacity. You know, it creates more the ability to as Aaron is saying, to alleviate, you know, the 116, 117 that is coming down, and in rush hour tends to be more packed, right? I mean, essentially the 111C is empty. You know what I mean? When it's idling, right? When it's layover. So at that point, how they explain it to me, and again, I'm a resident of Chelsea. I live here. I just as part of this board, we have to listen to all the demands, right? And we have to weigh the sometimes competing demands, right? So how we started in this process was, as I explained, an issue with idling buses and with the MBTA saying that the Kerry Square did not have safe conditions. But you know, it's okay with me as in my role to say it's for the MBTA to figure out if that is the desire of the board. However, you know, when complaints come of the buses idling, of people being picked up on the street, we need to be cognizant of the decision and just explain it. So again, I mean, let me cut you off.
Did you sign in?
Yes, I did. My name is Henry Cordero, and I live in the city of Chelsea for the past 40 years. I think the simple solution to the problem is if you have the 111C idling on the bridge, as was spoken before, and then 5 minutes before they're ready to start, they just go around City Hall, come down, and make the first pickup right on the corner of Washington Street. They start right there, right where you're saying they're going to start. What's wrong with that? Is there a problem having them idle on the bridge, come around, and then start the bus right on Washington Ave?
Yeah, I mean, I don't work for the MBTA. The bus drivers, you know, I will definitely say that. I'll mention that to them. But I think what is clear is what at least the residents are saying tonight. So to echo Mr. Stan, I make the recommendation to stand at least for the residents who are here tonight and see what happens. I mean, this has been going on now for close to 6 months. You know, we started hearing this issue in May of this year, and obviously it's something that has carried a lot of weight and has caused a lot of aggravation to the residents. Essentially, this returns the conditions to how they were before this whole thing happened.
What do we, should we table this to the next meeting while you speak to the MBTA, present some more ideas, and then just move vote on it at the next meeting? Or do you want, I mean, we can vote on it now, doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I think again, we've been going back and forth now for 4 or 5 months. I don't think anything brilliant is going to pop up. I don't think it's any brilliant solution is going to pop up.
So you just want to repeat the motion? And
Yep. So I'll repeat the motion. The motion is to reinstate the bus stop at Bloomingdale and Washington, and to eliminate the request by the MBTA to dedicate an area for idling buses on Kerry Ave.
Anybody second? Second. Okay, all in favor?
Nay?
You opposed?
He's opposed.
Yeah. Okay.
And you were in favor?
Yeah. So just so we approved that as explained. So basically the bus stop is going to go, is going to be at Bloomingdale, after Bloomingdale, and no spot is going to be given on Kerry Avenue. But again, I just want to make everyone cognizant, you know, of the potential issues that might cause. Now, how the process works, right, is our decision has to go to City Council at the next meeting, and a period has to be given, you know, for any reconsideration. So I imagine that whatever changes are going to happen most likely in January, just because of the time of the meetings.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, next. Handicap sign application of October 5th from Luz Hertes at 60 Cottage Street. Are you from 60 Cottage?
Usted de la 60 de la Cottage? I'm sorry.
Your name?
46 in Orange. Okay, no, she's not that.
Was she orange?
No, it's the Orange.
No. ¿Cuál es su nombre? Oh, okay, no, she's the different one.
Okay.
She's the one for the removal.
Oh, 46 Orange.
Okay, so this is 60 Cottage Street.
There's no one here.
Cottage Street.
For Cottage, currently we have,
Yeah.
we have 112, 119, and 129.
Well, listen, it's already been closed. We've moved on. We have to
I just want to
continue.
give a one-sentence point of information.
No, we're done. We have to move on. I can't go back.
112, 119, and 129.
So that's roughly a block, right? Or maybe more than a block. 60. Yeah. I would make a motion to approve the handicap request. 60
Anybody
Cottage.
second?
I'll second.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Okay, handicap sign application October 14th from Carlos Osorto at 33 Cherry. I don't think there's any parking on Cherry Street, as far as I know.
Yes, we have.
You're right.
So
Yeah,
You know,
not much we can do there.
there's just no place to park
There's
on Cherry.
no place to put it.
So make a
Yes.
motion.
So I make a motion to deny, because Cherry Street is a very small street and has
And
no
the
parking on
cross
it.
street from where that address is Williams, and there's no I checked, there's no parking on that area either.
Makes sense? So I make a motion to deny.
Okay.
Anybody second?
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Denying, yeah. Okay. Handicap sign application, communication of October 19th from Mimi Graney requesting the closure of Walnut Street for the creation of a play street.
So this is, Mimi Graney is closing Walnut Street for an after-school event for kids. It's on a Friday afternoon. It's on December 6th, if I remember correctly. And she is coordinating with the school, and it actually coincides with dismissal. So it should be a fun event. I make a motion to approve.
And it's only for like one day?
One day, I think like 2 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
3 to 5.
1:30 to 5.
1:30 to 5,
okay.
yeah.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, handicap sign application October 19th from Franklin Espinoza Rivera at 19 Lynn Street.
Lynn Street, let me see what we have. We have one at 12. We currently have one at 12.
There's one at 12?
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, asked if there was any, he said no.
Lynn Street's very small, too.
And all the paperwork's in order?
Yeah,
And no driveways?
no.
I mean, they can use the one at 19.
Huh?
I think they could use the one at 12. This one, there's at 12, Lynn Street, there's 12, right?
Oh, that's,
12.
yeah.
So there's one at 12, they're looking for one at 19. It looks like it's for a child, so the mother is the one applying for it.
She's not here, obviously.
No.
Could we ask her to
We
To
could
come to the next
table it,
meeting?
We could table it.
Table it for the next meeting? So I make a motion to table for the next meeting?
Okay.
And hopefully
All
she
in
comes.
favor?
and explains.
Okay, communication October 21st from Leticia Chavez requesting the removal of the handicap sign at 46 Orange Street as it's no longer needed.
Sign your name and then speak in the microphone.
Okay, somebody speak Spanish?
Sí, sí, está bien. Sí, tradujo.
Yo lo que quiero es que tengo muchos problemas con el handicap que tengo porque está en el poste de luz. Entonces, he estado llamando mucho a la policía porque llegan personas a parquearse y dicen que no ven el sign.
So she's having a lot of problems because the handicap sign is on a light pole. So people are ignoring the sign, and she has to call the police a lot for enforcement. And what people claim is that they can't see the sign.
Entonces las personas se enojan y me dicen, pero sí que yo no me fijé que estaba ese handicap. Entonces el policía que llegó hace 2 semanas atrás me dijo, vaya al City Hall, dígale que le quiten de ahí el handicap o que se lo pongan de color azul para que no se confunda con los otros 2 rótulos que están ahí.
So she received a visit from an officer 2 weeks ago who asked her to submit this petition to either remove the handicap spot or change the sign and put it on a street pole.
Is it her sign?
La aplicación es suya, el
Sí.
sign sí es suyo.
Sí, es mío.
It's her sign. Yeah, okay. Pero nosotros entendemos que ya no quiere el letrero.
No, yo le dije a la señora que yo ya no lo quería allí para no tener el problema que estoy teniendo, que cada vez tengo que estar llamando a la policía y las personas pues tienen que pagar porque les llevan el carro.
So she wants to keep the sign there, but take it off the utility pole and put it on a street sign.
Shouldn't be an issue, right?
O sea, que se vea más visual, ¿verdad? En vez de que esté en el poste porque está en medio de 2 rótulos. Entonces ahí es donde está la confusión. que
Claro.
la
Pero cuando
persona-
tú viniste a la oficina dijiste que eras porque la gente estaba parqueando
Sí,
ahí y
exactamente.
estaba enojada porque tú no la
Entonces,
podías utilizar.
No se puede uno estar parqueando allí y estar llamando a cada rato a la policía porque, bueno, deben de ver el récord en la policía que a cada rato estoy llamando. Entonces no puedo estar así.
Okay. So she's clarifying that she doesn't want the sign removed. She wants it changed color to a newer one that is blue and actually has language on it, and she wants it on a street sign pole.
Entonces me estoy ganando enemistades sin necesidad. Entonces, ¿para qué tenerlo, verdad? Así, de esa manera.
And she's making a lot of enemies because people say that they can't see the sign. Okay, sí, muchísimas gracias. So I make a motion to remove the sign from the utility pole and to have DPW install the sign with a street pole. Yeah, street sign pole. I forget what the term is at this point, 7 o'clock.
Second? Okay, all in favor? Okay, communication October 26th from Elmi Innocent, 824.
Gracias.
I was going to say, if you wanted to update her.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Requesting the removal of a handicap sign as applicant has moved.
We just put the sign up 2 months ago, the last 2 meetings ago, but then this woman came in, I don't know if it's a family member, but she was the one who submitted the letter as the landlord, stating that the person doesn't live there anymore, and she wanted the sign removed.
Okay. Make a motion.
And it's the same address?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, handicap sign application November 1st from Linda Pendergraph at 322 Chestnut Street.
Are there signs around that area, Ms. Rosa?
No, there's no signs. So I spoke with her on the phone, and She has a driveway, it's over here and near the St. Rose parking lot, the back of the school. She does have a driveway, but it's like a narrow driveway and it's like not like smooth. And she has issues walking. She can't walk very far. So if she parks in the driveway, then she has to walk all the ways down and then around and then up, the front stairs to get into the house. Because on the back door, she said, is more stairs. It's like a higher lift in the back, so there's more stairs. So that's why she's requesting handicap to be put in front of the house because she can't walk the distance to get to her front door.
Yeah, so is the block essentially from City Hall Ave until the Silver Line? I don't believe there's any spots there.
No, there's no handicap signs over there.
Handicap spots there.
I'm gonna make a motion.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Okay. All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Handicap sign application November 1st from Sandra Ramirez at 73 Maverick Street.
So there's one at 85? Is that right?
88. There's one at 36 and 88. There used to be a sign on this location, but we removed it recently because it was her mom who had the sign, and her mom passed away, so because of the regulations of the, once, we remove it. So we removed it, so she resubmitted an application herself as she has, handicap issues, and she can't walk far either. So she's requesting to see if we could put it back.
I make a motion to approve.
Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communication November 3rd from Carolyn Vega, 85 Blossom Street, requesting a discussion on traffic safety concerns at the intersection of Beacon Street and Broadway.
I just wanted to bring this up to see if there were any ideas that can come up, because a lot of the residents in the area of Broadway and Beacon Street, where I don't know, was it about a year ago that we approved the four-corner stop sign? Have been complaining that people are flying through the stop signs. And I've actually witnessed it a couple of times myself. And I'm not sure exactly why it is. But what I do know is...
It's habit.
I've done it myself.
It's absolute habit. Even if you've lived here and you've driven down the road a million times and there's a stop sign, even though it's been there, sometimes you just go.
So the only thing I was thinking of is, like, when you come off the bridge, that piece of Beacon, that stop sign has lights. The other three do not. Two of them, I think, are closer to the corner. The other two are kind of farther into the street and not at the corner, like where you would expect to find a stop sign. I mean, I don't know if that's what it is, but I know the stop that's on the ground has faded. The paint stop on the ground has faded. Someone suggested about possibly putting some type of flashing light or a signal light. Yeah, so I don't know what's possible.
I think you listed all of the options. I think it's great. I mean, so we can install a flashing stop sign. That's solar. That's easy enough. We'll do that. I will ask DPW to repaint the stop on the ground, right, as the approach, and we will look at the placement of the stop sign altogether to see if maybe...
I actually got like 2 calls in the office about that intersection. One woman called saying that twice as she was trying to go through the intersection, somebody came speeding by, it went right through the stop sign and almost hit her car. So I've gotten maybe 2 complaints over the phone for that intersection.
And for a while, I will sign people down there. They can watch the intersection.
Also, we had the message board there for a while. We can put it back.
Put it back.
The message board.
Put the message board back there too.
So I make a motion to throw the kitchen sink at it, which is the flashing stop, repainting the stop on the ground, placing the message board, and seeing if we can move the stop sign closer to the road.
Gonna second the kitchen sink?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Good.
Thank you.